my name's Rich, and today I thought I'd show you how to make a little worm like this guy. He's based on Oscar the Grouch's little friend Slimey from Sesame Street. And this guy's actually going into retirement very soon because his legs don't work so good. And I thought I'd show you how to make one, so maybe start a little family of worms out there. Helping me today is going to be my friend Stank. Stank, say hello.
Huh? Yeah, awesome, wow. Wake me up when you need me.
So, here's what you'll need. Some foam. This is my old car washing sponge, which I don't use anymore because I got one of these. But then I was thinking this thing actually would make a great puppet, but then I'd have nothing to wash my car with. Stick some. Doesn't that look great? Derby. I've also got this stuff. This is upholstery foam, which I got from a... it's been a long time since we've been shopping, but this is from a fabric shop from years ago. It's what I use in Hank, the great big grey Muppet. Same thing. It must have come from this way. There, you see. That's where it came from. It's your mummy! Yeah, I love it! You'll need something to cut the foam, like scissors. And you'll also need some wire. Now, originally I did use a coat hanger, but we actually need these to hang clothes on. So what I got instead was some of this similar wire from the eBay. You will need a grown-up to help you, because the wire is quite stiff, but it has to be stiff so that you can control him properly. So in order to cut the wire and bend it, you'll need a couple of pliers and some wire cutters. If you don't have these, or you don't have a responsible grown-up, maybe send me a message and I can bend you some of this, because I'm not going to get through all this. I don't need so many worms. Let me know, and maybe I'll send you some of this in the post. It's crazy. Fine. I'm just going to see how we go with this. So I'm going to use the width of this sponge. Very pleasurable. And just kind of cut a cuboid out of it, like a rectangular shape. And this bit's fun. You're cutting massive chunks off, and then it's also fun later on when you're refining the shape, and then it's also fun at the end when you're trimming the ends. Trim all the little corners off, because you don't want square corners. Doesn't look much like a worm at the moment, but this could be a thing too, couldn't it? Yeah, it's all good. I once went on a course to carve stone, and it took so long, but I did learn some things. So here I've drawn a circle. And draw one on the other end. So this shows you what needs to go. So we can take off all of these corners. I guess then we'd have an octagon to start with. Just cut big chunks at the beginning. And then later on what we'll have is a sausage shape. Mark those on the top and the bottom, and then we'll take those off. You keep doing that, and then you'll end up with a wormy sausage shape. just going to cut this vertex. Is that a vertex? It's been a long time since I've done geography. Geometry. Sorry, I can't do two things at the same time. It's like really big cuts. And you'll notice also with scissors, you don't get a... It's not like taking a plane off the surface. They're all kind of wobbly because the sponge compresses as you cut through. So you can see it. I don't know if you can see, but you end up with a chunk out of it. But don't worry about that for the moment. Just try not to cut too much off. We take it a little at a time. So here's like a really basic octagon. And you just keep cutting the corners off. And the smaller the cuts you make, the less it deforms, you know, when it compresses down. And this is the bit that's really relaxing. So at the weekend, my 13-year-old daughter shaved my head because we didn't have much else to do. I used to cut it every summer and take it all off. Kind of like having a fallow year when you're farming and you don't grow anything in a field to let it rest so we can work better the next year. I kind of feel like it's nice to do because you can. I know it's a luxury to have hair. And it felt really weird. I like to do things I haven't done before. And so this time I shaved it down to nothing with a razor blade. And it felt so weird. It felt kind of like jelly. With my fingers it felt like jelly. But then my fingers were cold, so in my head it felt icy cold. Because obviously I haven't changed inside from the day before. But now even the people I live with in my house do a double take and will stare at my head, look at me like I'm nuts. Or a convict, a thug. Just because of my hair, just because I cut my hair. And we shouldn't judge things by how they look, but we do. I actually thought I'd look more like a monk. Apparently I look like a criminal. Maybe I'd look different with my glasses. Stank, could you pass me my glasses?
Huh?
Thank you. See? Now I look kinda completely different. So I've kind of made a round thing, a cylinder, so I'm going to redraw on the curves at the end. I'm going to take them off. Again, don't go crazy. I guess you could go around the top here, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I have done this before. You just keep taking little niblets off. And you'll get corners, but just tiny, tiny bits is best. The thing is, it's so satisfying to take a massive chunk off. And this is just my car washing sponge. So it's rough. I'm going to keep going with this for a bit. If you're a proper grown-up, you might use razor blades to cut the sponge. That way you don't get that compression when you cut. Or a belt sander. I've seen people use automatic belt sanders to smooth this right down. I kind of like the organic, crafted look of stuff, like in Wallace and Gromit, where you can see the fingerprints on some of the scenes where the animators have push the plasticine. Horses' courses. Right, so that didn't take that long. I've got a nice pile of foam to show for it. It's 11 inches. 11 inches. If you've got a smaller one, you'd use a smaller length. Easier with tools, that's what they're for. I've got two straight-ish wires, and we're going to make them into handles. I've made rough measurements off my old one. It first bends at about 4.5 centimetres. Just going to bend it around. So the reason we make these handles is so you've got something to hang on to. That's where I think the foam's going up my nose. So I've made a bend. Can you see? That's about 4.5 centimetres long. The next one will be about the same. I'm using the round shape of the plier nose to bend the wire around. That's kind of the handle. So the foam will have a natural bend to it, where he wants to bend. If you can find that, then that should determine your up and down. So this is his top, and here's his bottom, because he seems like he wants to curve there. Because in the other places, look, he wants to go sideways. You can see where he wants the sticks is where my fingers are. I'm just going to mark those. That's where I'm going to need to put the sticks. It is all anything creative, I think. You shouldn't follow rigid instructions. You have to see how it goes. So I think it's important to, as part of the learning process and the creative process, just give it a try. If it doesn't work, change it. Ooh. Let's give that a try. It's much shorter now. Here's his front. And his back. Still a bit long, isn't it? Alright. Let's get these sticks in there. The foam is made up a lot of little bubbles. So you need to break the bubbles, which you can do by just pushing the wire in there with the screwing action. But you don't want to push too far, and you can feel inside with your other fingers. You want to go about halfway and then make a right angle turn. So I can feel it's inside there. I'm just going to turn the whole thing and then screw it through to the front. So you're making a tunnel inside the foam, which is the same shape as the wire. It might need a bit of finessing, a little bit of moving it around. That one's in there nice. Do the same with his other end. I'm just going to push it in. You can hear it. You can hear the little cells inside crack open as you break through them. That's about halfway. Turn it to the front. push it through to the front. Right. Moment of truth. When I first did this, with the first one, it was only at this point I laughed out loud because it looked so right. Here we go. So the trick with moving him is you push his bum end first. You push his bum end first and hold the front still, and then move the front out. That look great. Go slow, because caterpillars don't move quick. I think that's his front. I don't think it looks so good the other way. That's alright. And if you want to hop his head up, maybe look. Obviously there's something missing here. It needs some decoration. So with my first worm, I just put some stripes on him with a purple Sharpie. I figured the stripes would make him stand out, be eye-catching, and also emphasise the movement, because you can see everything moving. But you can do anything you like with them. Stickers, you could glue some buttons on for eyes. This guy used actual little screw-in doll's eyes. Let's just put some spots on this guy. I wonder what it would look like with some enormous eyes on. That's a bit too big. Let's see how he goes. Oh yeah, he looks like he goes quicker. Maybe long lines on him would be good. Ah, look, he's got go faster stripes. Oh, he's a mover, this one. Alright, so here's your basic worm and your sticks. And I was serious about if you don't have any of these metal sticks or you can't source any, let me know, because I've got send you some of this. I don't think more than 10 people are going to watch this, to be honest. And then, oh yeah, I've got some I made earlier. The big man. And then also made a little baby one. Oh, I'm so tired. I do hope you maybe give this a try. I hope it's been interesting. It's been fun for me to share it. Next time I'll probably have more hair. So, bye for now. Hey Stanky, you want to say goodbye?
What? Oh, yeah, great. Bye-bye. Baldy.